Okay, man, what the heck is going on in the camera review space? I mean, camera reviewers are getting me too'd. I mean, the viewers are me too'ing the camera reviewers. Camera reviewers are me too'ing other camera reviewers. What is going on? Okay, good morning. How y'all doing? Man, we got a lot to talk about because, man, everybody and they mama going after camera reviewers and they going hard in the paint. And if you don't know what's going on, basically what happened was that Lumix dropped a new camera, the S9. They flew a bunch of creators out to Japan to review this camera, and you know how it is. Everybody's like, oh yeah, look at me. Like, this is just the best camera, blah, blah, blah. Throwing all this stuff out, throwing all these videos out. Meanwhile, people on the other side see this, and basically, the camera is not that good. And people know it's not that good. They know it's not that good. Consumers know it's not that good. Yeah, it's not a, let's just say it's not a good look. Because it just came off as very dishonest. Okay, that's a bit weird. I'm actually heading into work because it's an office day, but it looks like the train was canceled, so the next one's in like 10 minutes. Dang! I was trying to get that 901 one right there. But nope. That's not happening. I do have to say that I understand where these creators are coming from. I understand a lot of them, YouTube is their main income. They gotta make a living. Totally understand. So it's a really tricky situation. But let me just put it like this. I'm gonna actually tell you guys a story because I told you this happened to me twice, and it happened with 2 pieces of drip. Like, I was legit in the market for some new drip to bring some sews, and I went on YouTube. That's like the first thing I did. Went on YouTube, checked out some reviewers, checked out especially the ones that I trusted. Everybody had nothing to say but amazing things about this camera. Ended up buying the camera, and there were so many problems with this camera. I was like dumbfounded at how no one mentioned this. Like, no one mentioned this in not one video. And the crazy thing about it is, if you look at smaller people who are actually using the camera, they see the issues. They mention these issues. While none of the bigger creators that you trust don't mention any of these problems. And that, for me, is a problem. Because that means that either they're not using the camera long enough to notice these problems, or they notice the problems and they don't say anything about it. Either way, it gives off a bad vibe. And like I said, this did happen twice. So the other time it happened, this one left a really bad taste in my mouth because this was somebody I trusted. Like, I love watching his videos. Big creator. Great. He seemed like an amazing guy. He made a review about a specific camera that I was really interested in. I've been researching it. He made a video about it. It was the Canon R5. I was so excited about this camera. It's like, oh snap, it's about to go down. So I copped it, and the Canon R5 was known for its overheating issues. That wasn't the problem for me. The problem for me is you could not edit the footage. Like, you had to create proxies just to edit this footage. I mean, I'm talking like any 4K, anything. You had to create proxies. You could not shoot in 4K in this camera. To me, that was pointless. And look, I'm talking like, I had a brand new MacBook Pro, could not edit this footage. Oh snap, there's a train right there. Let's see, whoa, look at all those people. Oh dang it, I didn't realize it was gonna be so busy. And now, like I said, the creator knew about this issue that he just did not mention. And then to make it even worse, he never mentioned it on his channel at all, even after knowing about it. The way I found out that he knew about it was because he was on somebody else's channel, and he mentioned it on somebody else's channel. Oh, dang, I don't think I'm gonna make this fair. Man, barely made it. Listen, so when that happened, I'm gonna be real, it really did leave a bad taste. Like, it left a bad taste in my mouth with this creator, and if I could trust certain reviewers. I'm just super saying. So look, a quick tip for consumers is don't buy the drip right away based off of bigger creators. If you can, try your best to do what I did. Look at bigger creators and smaller creators too as well. And then make your decision off of that. Also, if you buy something and it's not working out, return it. It is okay to return the, look, pimping. Return the sauce. I mean, return the drip. And now that was from a consumer's point of view. Now that I'm on the creator's point of view, I did my best to be as honest as possible. As a matter of fact, I remember there's one camera that I reviewed that I did have a lot of complaints about something that I did not mention, which is super ironic because it's actually my favorite action camera, and that was the Action 2. I bought 3 of them, but I got the most slack from this Action 2 reviews because a lot of people were having problems with overheating. And I never mentioned it because I did not experience it. With the way that I recorded, for example, I recorded for the travel channel. It was all outside though. Never had any overheating issues. Shot for the vlogs with the Action 2, never overheated, not once. But a lot of people ran into a lot of overheating issues, which is why I got so much slack for it, because I did not mention this, which brings me to a really good point for reviewers, and that is people use drip differently. I'm sitting there on YouTube explaining to people like, no, I don't have this issue, but they were clearly having issues with this camera, and then all these other YouTube channels were also pointing this out. But again, people use drip differently. That's one thing I've learned about reviewing. And now something else I've learned is that we should not review drip right when it drops. I ended up copping the DJI Osmo Action 3, brand new one, got it 2 days after it dropped, and I did the review, I loved it, and then for some reason, I remember doing the comparison, and I did not notice that it was out of focus. I noticed it only on the second video, not the first one, but I noticed it in the second video. And I immediately made a follow-up video about it. As a matter of fact, if you go back and look, I made the first video talking about it being out of focus. I was the only one who pointed this out. I bought 3 of those. I returned all of them because every one I bought was out of focus, but I let it be known in a follow-up video, maybe even at the end of the other video, I was saying something like, I think this is out of focus. And then following up with another video like, look, I'm not gonna lie, all the footage was out of focus. So look, my tip for reviewing drip, don't try to be the first one to review it. I'm just being dead serious. Don't even do it. At least give it like a day or a week, something so that you can thoroughly check it, because it being out of focus was something that I should have caught, but I didn't. And I tried to make it right and the audience understood, but I still felt bad. Like, I should have caught this. Something else that we could be better about when we're reviewing drip and cameras is actually stating the obvious problems. For example, that Canon R5, man, I cannot get over how no one mentioned that you could not edit these files until way later after everybody bought this camera. No one mentioned it. It's like, you didn't think to mention that this footage will shut down your machine if you don't make proxies? We're just talking regular 4K footage shuts down a machine. Like, this was a big problem. No one mentioned it. And to me, this is such a common sense thing. But yeah, mention something that's gonna hurt the workflow of the consumer. Like, it's important. Like, people trust you. You gotta mention these things, or it's gonna be mentioned somewhere down the line. Like, I'm telling you, it does not look good when something so obvious is a problem and you're not mentioning it. And now, something else that I would highly recommend a lot of reviewers start doing is to literally try to tell your audience that this is for this type of person, or this is for this type of person who's doing this. And the reason I say this is because a lot of this sponsored content, you'll notice that a lot of these people are not using the things that they were sponsored for. And this is something that I've said a lot. To me, if you see a creator that's sponsored, or it's just a throwaway for them, meaning you never see them use a product, you never see clips in their videos. Like, for me, for example, I literally just did a video on the Go 3, the black one. If you pay attention to the vlogs, there are a lot of clips floating around in a lot of my episodes it's like Go 3 footage. And the reason that is because I try to use it in the vlogs. This is something that I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure out if it
if it fits in my workflow. And this is why I mentioned that you should mention who this product is for, who is it mostly geared towards, and how you use the product versus how they might use the product. I do think some kind of consideration for the audience, I think that it needs to be there.
Time to head back to Harlem. But anyway, back on this whole reviewing thing, something else I've learned that we as if you're reviewing any kind of drip or any kind of camera gear, I realized watching Gerald Undone's video as well as Peter Lindgren's video is that you definitely got to consider going where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated.
This time take across more possible here.
And I guess what I simply mean by this is don't just be accepting anything, because I be seeing some of the weirdest things in my emails about what people want me to do, what they expect out of the videos. They be asking a lot, and a lot of times it's just for free. Yeah, I just realized I'm going the wrong way. I mean, for me, for example, I have rules set for different companies and the way the communication works. So for example, I will not send them a link of the video in advance if I'm not getting paid. And the reason for this is, what I've noticed is that companies like to throw that in, not in the beginning, they like to throw it in once you actually receive the product. So once you came to an agreement of oh, you know what, I'll actually review this. That's when they'll ask if they can get a link after you've already gotten the product. And to me, I think that's shady because it wasn't agreed upon in the beginning. A lot of these people are genuinely cool. You just have to be willing to say no. And now another rule or standard that I set for man, it is loud. Oh, we gotta, okay, this should be a lot better. But yeah, another rule / standard that I set is that the company is not allowed to dictate how I make the video, meaning my main priority is the video that I want to make. I'm trying to bring Sky Money sauce. I ain't trying to make some watered down thing that watered down formula that they're just giving everybody. That is not how I operate. So I set a standard that I have to dictate how I make my video. Another quick side note is that a lot of times, I would say 90% of the time, the company doesn't even know where you're located. They've never seen any of your videos except for the one that you're about to make for them. And I know this because I get so many emails, and the moment it's oh, this would go great for this because this is solving a problem for me, the moment, a lot of times when I accept these videos, and I brought this up in another video, a lot of these companies will literally say they can't ship to Europe. If you watch any of my videos, if you just looked at any of them, you will know I am not located in the United States. They are not watching your videos like that. And you also know because when they send you the email, they'll say, hey, it's Sky. We love to and it's like a copy and paste email. And I mean literally copy paste, meaning they copied your name from your channel page and pasted it into an email. So that's why the font is all different than everything else. So yeah, just look, man, set standards and set rules for yourself. It is okay to say no. And lastly, just be as transparent as you possibly can. Not for nothing, when it comes to these things, I'm actually an open book. That's why I even give backstories and everything. All right, now I gotta get my booty back to work. I think we're pulling up at Ann and Max because it's just it's right there. So we just gonna... All right, now with that said, I think we should go ahead and read some comments today. All right, so this first comment is from Extra Edit, and he's talking about bad habits. He also said that he once tried listening to music while editing, and he quickly realized that it's super unproductive. This is something that I mentioned that I do, and I think it is a bad habit. It is extremely unproductive because, again, a video that I could edit in 40 minutes usually takes about 2 hours if I'm preoccupied with something else in my ear. I'm just super saiyan. So legit, no more music, no more videos, nothing, no more listening to podcasts, nothing while editing. It's better to just edit, be in the zone, and what I'm doing at the moment to get it done. And in the same video, TJ also said that staying busy is definitely the key. And I agree. Staying busy has always helped me get through any bad habit. And that's just the truth. All right, now the next comment comes from my man Joey Kang, and he commented on the video about the Insta360 Go 3, and he said, nope, he is sticking with his Action 2. And look, no shade, because not for nothing, Action 2 it's my favorite action camera. I don't care what nobody say, I don't care. Man, Action 2 just brings the sauce. And now we got another comment from the same video from Chad's Garage 1, and he said he finally made his vlog yesterday. And man, look, dude, good. Like, him, look, if you don't, I just want you guys to start. If you are hesitant to start. If you see me pulling up in the comments on y'all about starting, it's only because I want the best for y'all. I want you to do what you want to do, because you will regret it. I'm telling you, if you don't do it and you really want to do it, and you're always like, oh no, should I not? No, just do it. You will be so much happier, and you appreciate when you did. And now, since we're talking about reviewing drip, the last comment comes from Dennis and Anna. And Dennis and Anna said, and this is on an old video, they pulled up on a GoPro Hero 12 video and said that the AirPod audio quality sucks. I mean, they didn't say it sucked, they said it was bad. And the reason I wanted to read this comment was because, to be honest, I haven't heard from GoPro in a while. Like, it's been a minute. And not for nothing, I am worried about GoPro, man. I'm a big GoPro fan. I'm a DJI fan too, but I'm worried about GoPro. We're gonna have to wait and see what they do with the GoPro Hero 13, because again, man, GoPro has been just, I haven't seen nothing on GoPro in a while. But quick side note, just to go back into the video, when the GoPro 13 does come out, make sure you look at a lot of different people's videos. Especially pay attention to people who don't have anything negative to say about the camera. There's always something. Don't go out and buy this thing right away. I always tell y'all, don't go out and buy the drip right away. You don't need it right away. Make sure you see it, look at it, do some research on it, and then if it's your cup of tea, go out and buy it. And then if not, and you bought it, you need to return it. Okay, like, do not hesitate returning that drip. And now that concludes the comments. And I think next time, in the next episode, I think I want to go over the questions. I want to go over the questions that you guys have asked me in the comments, because I feel like that would be funner. So next time, questions. Hey, bye guys, thank you. Bye. All right, well, that is it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And also, let me know what you guys think about this whole Me Too movement with camera reviewers. I mean, I kind of think it's funny, but at the same time, I feel for these reviewers, for real, because I know a lot of them. They're great people, and I know a lot of these guys are honest and really do try. They're making a living for themselves. But also, I understand the viewers a lot, because I've been, like, that's what prompted me to even do camera reviews in the first place. But yeah, what do you guys think? Because, I mean, as a consumer, I completely understand. As a viewer, I understand. But also, as a creative, I also understand. So I would love to know from some of you guys, because, well, a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys are consumers. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this. And with that said, it's time for me to head home. Work is done. I'm heading home, putting the kids to bed, and yeah, calling it a night. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you are a camera reviewer though, don't forget some of my tips, because they're important. All right, I will see y'all in the next one.